Chapter 7, where there is some time for relaxation. It was in the late afternoon when Team Purple returned to the HQ. Upon entering, they were greeted by Alphonse. "Welcome back. Was your first mission successful?" he asked them. "Mission accomplished," answered Aaron. The Raticate was happy to have his stuff bag, added Mo. "Also, by the way, were you aware that there is an oddish gang hanging around in Sinister Woods attacking everyone who enters?" Mo was furious and Alphonse confused. "You said, it's easy, don't worry. A routine mission. We also told that Raticate that. He didn't know either. And he spent the night there. Also, I think he cried in fear when we left," Mo continued. Charlotte patted Mo's back to calm him down. "Don't touch me," said Mo to her, still angry. "I see," Alphonse then said. "I will add this to our knowledge about Sinister Woods and inform the police department about gang activities. You did a good job today, Team Purple. It is still time before dinner. You may relax now. Have our belongings arrived yet?" "I have a small problem I need to fix." Mo pointed at his sticky plaster. "We have brought them in your room. If something is missing, please tell me," Alphonse said. Mo was now heading to the team room. "Also, I'd like to take a bath soon, if you are looking for me," he said. "I feel dirty." In the team room, there were two big piles of all kinds of stuff. One from Mo and one from Aaron. Charlotte's belongings were nowhere to be seen. Order and tidiness looks different. Mo started searching in his own pile for something. He started digging in and hoped they didn't forgotten it. And there it was. A brown wooden box with flower patterns on it. With the box under his cloth he headed to the guild's bathroom. On his way he could hear other teams in their rooms, talking about things. He didn't listen to what they were saying, because it probably doesn't concern him. He arrived at a door with bathroom reading next to it and another small sign with vacant on the front and occupied on the back. He switched the sign to occupied and entered. The air in the bathroom was very warm and humid and smelled kind of sweet, like pecha berries. The bath was designed in a Japanese style. Washing places for up to 4 Pokémon, including buckets and one huge pool. Toilets were in a separate room. Mo removed his cloth, exposing his true body, which should and cannot be described. He laid his cloth carefully on the tile floor and slowly removed the sticky plaster of the damaged part. He turned to his wooden box he brought with him and opened it. It was a sewing kit. Especially in the life of an adventurer, damages on your equipment is guaranteed to happen. There were many things that were important to Mo. His cloth was one of the most important things. Without it, he was a constant threat for everyone around him and he was ashamed of his real appearance. Without it, he felt weak and cold. Very cold. He took a needle and some yellow thread and started to sew up the damage. His mother once taught him how to do it. She and his father still lived in Kapim Town, on the Grass Continent. He always had a strong bonding to her and they had much in common. His gather was a hunter, but his mother, Mo's grandmother, was a Mimikyu, too. Making Mo 1-3 hunter, or ghastly. Pokémon often told him he smelled weird for a Mimikyu. After a short while, Mo fixed his cloth. Good as new. Well, almost. Mo was relieved. He folded his cloth and laid it in the corner of the room on a dry spot. He then sat down at one of the washing places and poured one of the buckets above him. Cold. He scrubbed his pitch-black body with a small bar of soap and used another bucket. This time he made sure the water was warm. Now, after having cleaned himself, it was time for Mo's favorite part. The bath itself. The water was steaming and hot. Just how Mo liked it. He let himself float and closed his eyes. For Mo, it could be a little warmer. Just a little. Also they could change the scent of the water and the air. Chesto berry would be great. Suddenly he heard the bathroom door open. Didn't he switch to occupied? Occupied, he yelled. No response. I'm a Mimikyu and I'm naked, he added. Still no response. Anyone there? You dead? Mo took a peek out of the water. Charlotte slowly rolled towards the bath. What are you doing here? Mo shouted, still trying to not be seen by her. Without washing herself or getting wet whatsoever, Charlotte rolled right into the tub with her log clenched tight. Are you crazy, Charlotte? He shouted at her. Like Mo did before, she floated on the water as well, clenching to her log, smiling. At first, Mo wondered how Charlotte was still alive. He was right in front of her and was not wearing anything at all. Charlotte still had her eyes closed. You can't die of fear what you cannot see. Mo wondered how Charlotte saw the whole world around her. How she saw herself or him and Aaron. This was an unisex bathroom and made for more than one Pokémon to use at the same time. So it was alright for Charlotte to bathe with him, he guessed. He wanted to spend some time alone. He couldn't remember the last time he spent so much time with someone, but it's very rare to have someone who doesn't freak out when he just lifts his cloth. Mo tried to relax again, while Charlotte was just floating around on her log. After a short while, Mo felt something strange. Something furry and kind of heavy. Mo opened his eyes again. Charlotte's log floated around by itself while Charlotte now clenched on Mo's body. He absolutely didn't know what to say. He felt shocked and embarrassed, but mostly shocked. Charlotte? What are you doing? He asked her politely. She didn't responded, only smiled as she hugged him like she did her log moments before. Mo could feel her soaked fur against his body, her tiny claws clenched at him, and he could feel her heartbeat. A slow rhythm. His fur tickled a little bit and for some reason the water felt a lot colder now. Mo now only felt his own body heat and Charlotte's. The last time someone was so intimate with him was that was only a dream. When was the last time? His mother, yes. Mo had no idea how he should feel about this whole situation. He decided to just let it happen and again closed his eyes, trying to relax, now with his team leader by his side. And somehow he felt happy. Some time later, Mo decided it was time to go. He had no idea how much time has passed. He could go to dinner right now. He tried to leave the tub, but Charlotte was still clenched on her. Charlotte? He said. I'd like to go now. Could you please? She still clenched on him. He tried to shake her off, but she wouldn't let go. He took her log and went out to dry himself now. Sooner or later she had to let go. Mo returned to Team Purple's room. Aaron was there, searching in his own pile for something. Aaron? I could use your help, Mo said to him. Aaron turned around and stared at him in confusion. Because Charlotte still wouldn't let go, Mo was forced to dry himself and her, pull his cloth over him and her and carrying her log from the bath to the team room. Charlotte's feet and tail looked out from the side of Mo's cloth, also revealing a little bit of his body, because his cloth wouldn't reach to the ground anymore. What are you doing? Asked Aaron and checked out what was going on. Long story short, she won't let go, Mo explained. I already had to explain the situation to Team Orange on the way back. I can't go like this to dinner. Also, tickling doesn't work. Mo grabbed the door frame with both of his claws while Aaron grabbed Charlotte with his ribbons, pulling her. Come on, Aaron. As hard as you can, Mo ordered him. Doesn't it hurt? Aaron asked worried. It's okay. Just do it. Aaron pulled. Mo held as hard as he could and both groaned in their struggle. Mo could feel Charlotte losing her grip. Just a little more, said Mo. Almost there. I don't care what you are doing in your free time, but there are underage Pokémon here. Keep it down. At least close your damn door. a deep voice suddenly said from outside the room. Then, Charlotte finally let go. She and Aaron swung backwards right into Aaron's pile of stuff, while Mo let go of the door frame and collapsed on the stone floor, gasping for air. Charlotte. Mo stood up again, turning around to Aaron and her. I swear to Arceus. When I say, let go, you let go. And I mean let go. And Charlotte just smiled. I think she has a crush on you, pointed out Aaron.